Success is not an accident, nor is it a gift wrapped in fine paper and delivered to our doorstep. It is not a stroke of luck, nor the favor of some distant force that picks a few and leaves others behind. No, success has rules, a rhythm, a way of calling those who are willing to listen, to move, to rise. It does not beckon to the idle, nor does it wait on those who hesitate. It calls to the prepared, to the disciplined, to the ones who understand that life does not hand out victories freely. And yet, most people wait. They wait for a sign, for a perfect moment, for a guarantee. But success is impatient. It does not pause for those who doubt. It moves forward, and only those who follow its rules will ever catch it. Imagine a door, an ancient, heavy door, standing in the middle of an endless hallway. Behind it lies everything you have ever wanted, every dream you have ever dared to dream, every whisper of hope that ever danced in your heart. You reach for it, trembling with excitement, with hunger, with desperation. But the door will not budge. You push harder, throw your weight against it, cry out for someone to open it. Nothing. And then you notice a small plaque beside it with words etched deep into the surface. Success starts with these rules. It is not locked, nor is it impossible to enter. But without the rules, the door will not open. You cannot force your way through. You must learn. You must understand. You must follow. And only then will the door swing wide, revealing the world you were always meant to claim. The first rule is discipline. Without it, dreams remain only dreams, fleeting visions that melt in the harsh light of reality. Discipline is waking up when the world sleeps, practicing when others rest, pushing forward when everything inside you begs to stop. It is the silent force that separates the ones who wish from the ones who do. It is the unyielding commitment to action, even when motivation has long since faded. There are those who say they want success, but their actions betray them. They wait for inspiration, for the mood to strike, for the right circumstances to present themselves. But discipline does not wait. It acts, it moves, it builds brick by brick, even when the progress is invisible. It does not ask for permission, nor does it require applause. It simply does what needs to be done every single day until the results become undeniable. Then there is the rule of resilience. No one who ever reached greatness walked a path free of hardship. No one who ever touched success did so without first knowing the taste of failure. The world will test you, throw storms in your way, shake the ground beneath your feet. It will laugh at your efforts, mock your dreams, and tell you that you are wasting your time. And that is when you must stand firm. That is when you must refuse to break. Success does not come to the strongest, nor to the fastest, but to the one who refuses to stay down, the one who gets up time and time again, no matter how many times they are knocked to the ground. But resilience is not only about endurance, it is about learning. It is about looking failure in the eye and saying, "Teach me." It is about understanding that mistakes are not signs to quit, but lessons to be absorbed, tools to be sharpened, stepping stones to be used. Those who cannot bear failure will never know success. Those who run at the first sign of struggle will never reach the other side. The path is difficult, yes, but it is only difficult because it must be, because only those who have fought for success can truly hold it when it arrives. And then comes the rule of vision. The ones who achieve do not simply work hard, they work with purpose. They see the destination before they arrive. They believe in the outcome before it exists. Success is not blind wandering. It is not a series of random actions taken in hope. It is intentional. It is planned. It is directed. If you cannot see yourself achieving, you never will. If you cannot believe in your own greatness, no one else will. The world does not hand success to those who are uncertain. It does not give its treasures to those who hesitate. It watches, waits, and listens. And when it sees one who is sure, one who walks with unwavering faith, one who acts as if their dreams are already reality, it moves aside and allows them to pass. Yet, vision alone is not enough. For the rule of action cannot be ignored. There are many who dream, who plan, who talk endlessly about what they will do one day. But success is deaf to words. It listens only to movement. It watches only for those who take steps, no matter how small, no matter how uncertain. A dream without action is a lie, a fantasy, a whisper in the wind that vanishes before it can take form. The ones who rise are the ones who move, who act before they are ready, who leap even when they cannot see the ground below. Fear has no power over those who choose action. Doubt has no control over those who refuse to stand still. And then there is the rule of consistency. Not effort in bursts, not passion that flares and fades, but steady, relentless, unshakable commitment. The mountain is not conquered in a single step. The masterpiece is not painted in a single stroke. Success does not come in grand moments of brilliance, but in the quiet, uncelebrated efforts that stack upon one another, day after day, until they form something unstoppable. There will be days when progress is invisible, when the work feels pointless, when the results seem too distant to ever be real. But consistency is the force that bends reality. It is the hand that shapes destiny. It is the quiet power that turns effort into excellence, dreams into achievements, visions into legacies. And so the door remains, silent, still, waiting. It does not open for those who wish. It does not yield for those who beg. But for the ones who learn the rules, for the ones who embody them, for the ones who walk the path with discipline, resilience, vision, action, and consistency, the door does not remain closed. It opens wide, effortlessly, as if it was never locked at all. Because success was never about luck, never about privilege, never about waiting. It was always about those who understand the rules, who honor them, who live by them. So the question is not whether success is possible. The question is, will you follow the rules? Success is a river that does not run dry, but it does not flow freely for those who stand on its banks waiting for the tide to rise in their favor. It demands that you wade in, that you push through the current, that you refuse to be swept away. It does not pity those who hesitate, nor does it slow down for those who grow weary. It is relentless, constant, always moving forward, and it carries only those who are willing to move with it. The world has never been short of dreamers, never lacked those who whisper their hopes into the night sky, never been in need of voices proclaiming what they will one day achieve. But dreams alone are not enough. Words alone do not shake the foundations of the earth. Hope alone does not turn the tide of fate. Success belongs to those who act, to those who rise, to those who do not merely wish but will. It begins with responsibility, the rule that few embrace but none can escape. The path to success is paved with ownership, with the understanding that no one is coming to save you. No one will hand you the life you desire. No one will bear the weight of your dreams for you. Every failure, every delay, every setback is yours to confront, yours to overcome. It is not the fault of the world, nor of fate, nor of those who doubt you. The ones who succeed do not wait for perfect circumstances. Do not blame their misfortunes on others. Do not fold under the weight of hardship. They look in the mirror and say, "This is mine to carry. This is mine to change. This is mine to conquer." And because they accept that truth, they do not waste time complaining. Do not linger in self-pity. Do not ask why the road is difficult. They simply walk it. And yet, responsibility alone is not enough. There must be sacrifice. The rule that breaks the weak is the rule that builds the strong. Nothing great has ever been achieved without cost, without giving up comfort, without leaving behind the familiar. The ones who rise are the ones who understand that success demands a trade of leisure for labor, of distraction for discipline, of excuses for excellence. They do not cling to the things that keep them small. They do not hold on to habits that weaken them. They do not fear losing what is necessary to lose. They understand that to gain, one must first let go. The road to success is littered with those who were unwilling to pay the price, who wanted the rewards but not the sacrifice, who wish for the outcome but refuse the journey. But success does not negotiate. It does not make exceptions. It does not grant access to those who hesitate. It only gives to those who give first. And yet, even sacrifice is not enough, because the path is long and the nights are dark, and the weight of the journey will test even the strongest hearts. There must be endurance, the rule that separates the few from the many. Anyone can begin. Anyone can start with passion burning bright, with energy coursing through their veins, with excitement in their eyes. But when the fire fades, when exhaustion sets in, when the goal seems impossibly distant, it is endurance that carries the chosen forward. It is the unseen force that pushes through the fatigue, that silences the voice of doubt, that refuses to surrender when surrender feels like the only option. The ones who reach the heights of success are not always the most talented, not always the most intelligent, not always the most gifted, but they are always the ones who refuse to stop. And endurance alone will not suffice, because there will be moments when the path is not only difficult but uncertain, when the vision blurs, when the direction seems unclear. And in those moments, there must be wisdom. The rule that cannot be faked, the rule that cannot be bypassed, the rule that turns effort into effectiveness. Hard work without wisdom is labor without progress. Effort without understanding is movement without direction. The wise do not merely act, they act with purpose. They do not blindly push forward, they adjust, they adapt, they learn. They do not waste energy chasing every opportunity. They focus, they refine, they master. The world is full of those who work tirelessly but achieve little, not because they lack discipline, not because they lack passion, but because they lack wisdom. The rule of wisdom is not about knowing everything, not about having all the answers. It is about seeking, about questioning, about never assuming that you have arrived. And even wisdom must be accompanied by courage. The rule that terrifies, the rule that most ignore, the rule that holds back those who could have been great but chose instead to remain safe. There is no success without risk, no achievement without stepping into the unknown, no victory without first standing on the edge of fear and deciding to leap. The ones who build legacies are the ones who act despite their doubts, who move forward despite their uncertainties, who do not wait for reassurance before they step into greatness. They understand that fear is not a sign to stop, but a signal that they are on the verge of something extraordinary. They do not seek comfort, they seek growth. They do not ask for an easy road, they ask for the strength to walk a difficult one. They do not shrink in the face of risk, they rise, they charge forward, they embrace the unknown. And yet, courage alone is not enough. Because success is not only about personal ambition, not only about individual achievement. There must be character. The rule that is often forgotten, the rule that determines not only how high one rises, but how long one remains. Many have reached success only to lose it. Many have achieved greatness only to fall. Because success built on deceit, on arrogance, on selfishness, is success that will crumble. The ones who endure, the ones who leave behind something lasting, are the ones who build with integrity. They do not cut corners. They do not betray their principles for temporary gain. They do not seek only to rise themselves, but to lift others as they climb. True success is not measured by wealth, not by status, not by recognition. It is measured by impact, by the lives touched, by the difference made. And those who understand this rule, those who build not only for themselves but for those who follow, are the ones whose names are not forgotten. And yet even character is not the final key, because success is not a destination, it is a journey that never ends. There must be growth, the rule that ensures longevity, the rule that keeps even the great from growing complacent, the rule that demands constant evolution. The ones who succeed are not the ones who reach a peak and stop. They are the ones who climb higher, who seek more, who never settle. They do not allow yesterday's victories to define them. They do not rely on past achievements to carry them forward. They wake up each day hungry, ready to learn, ready to improve, ready to push beyond the limits they once believed unbreakable. They understand that success is not a moment but a mindset, not an achievement but a way of life. And so the river flows, and the door stands waiting, and the path stretches forward. The rules remain, unchanging, unyielding, offering their promise to any who would dare to follow them. But they do not force themselves upon anyone. They do not beg to be obeyed. They do not chase after those who ignore them. They simply exist, waiting to be embraced, waiting to be lived, waiting to be honored. And for those who do, those who take responsibility, who sacrifice, who endure, who seek wisdom, who act with courage, who build with character, who commit to growth, the river does not resist, the door does not remain closed, the path does not end in darkness. It leads to everything they have ever sought, to everything they have ever longed for, to everything they were always meant to become. But the choice remains always in the hands of the seeker. The rules do not change. The question is, will you follow them? Success does not whisper, it roars. It does not tiptoe into the lives of the hesitant, nor does it linger where it is not pursued. It is bold, demanding, unrelenting. It does not settle into the laps of the idle, nor does it remain with those who fear its weight. It chooses those who are ready, those who are willing to bear its burden, those who are not afraid of the cost. It is not merely about reaching a place of accomplishment, nor is it about grasping a fleeting moment of victory. It is about a way of being, a way of thinking, a way of moving through life that does not waver in the face of adversity. It is not reserved for a select few, not limited to the privileged or the fortunate. It is accessible to all who dare to claim it. But it cannot be claimed without effort, without struggle, without the fire that forges greatness. Success is built in silence, in the unseen hours when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, when the work is hard and the reward feels distant. It is shaped in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the moments when quitting seems easier than continuing. It is found in the spaces between failure and triumph, in the moments when doubt creeps in, but action continues anyway. The world sees the final product, the achievement, the recognition, the moment of glory, but it does not see the sacrifice, the discipline, the relentless pursuit that made it possible. It does not see the nights spent working when others slept, the hours of practice that no one acknowledged, the failures that were endured before success took shape. Those who do not understand the rules believe that success is sudden, that it arrives in a single moment, that it is granted rather than earned. But those who follow the rules know the truth. Success is the result of what is done when no one is. And yet, the journey is not simply about hard work. It is about direction. A person can run tirelessly but still remain in place if they do not know where they are going. Effort without vision is wasted motion. The most successful are not merely the hardest workers, but the ones who work with purpose, who set their eyes on a goal and refuse to be distracted by the noise of the world. They do not chase everything that glitters, do not allow themselves to be pulled in 100 directions. They move with intention, with focus, with clarity. They understand that success is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters most, about cutting away the unnecessary, about honing in on the actions that bring the greatest results. And yet, even with direction, even with effort, success requires something deeper, persistence. The road is never straight, never smooth, never free of obstacles. It will test patience, challenge resolve, demand endurance. Many begin, but few finish. Many start with enthusiasm, but only those with resilience reach the end. It is not the strongest who succeed, nor the most talented, nor the most gifted. It is the ones who refuse to quit. The ones who press on when the excitement fades, when the setbacks come, when the voices of doubt grow loud. The world is filled with those who almost made it, who were close, who had the talent, the potential, the opportunity, but lacked the persistence to see it through. Success does not yield to those who try once and stop. It belongs to those who rise after every fall, who stand firm in the face of rejection, who refuse to surrender even when the world tells them they should. But persistence alone is not enough. There must be adaptability. The journey will not always go as planned. Doors that seemed open will close. Paths that once seemed clear will become tangled. Strategies that once worked will fail. The ones who reach success are not the ones who stubbornly cling to what is no longer effective. They are the ones who adjust, who learn, who grow. They do not resist change. They embrace it. They do not fear the unknown. They step into it with confidence. They do not cling to the past. They evolve. The world is ever shifting, ever changing, ever moving. The ones who remain stagnant, who refuse to shift with the tides, who resist the flow of progress, will find themselves left behind. But those who are willing to adapt, to reinvent themselves, to continuously refine their approach, they will thrive, no matter the obstacles in their way. And yet, adaptability must be rooted in something strong. There must be principles, values, a foundation that does not crumble under pressure. Many rise quickly but fall just as fast because they build their success on shaky ground, on deception, on greed, on short-term gains at the expense of long-term stability. The ones who endure are the ones who build with integrity, who do not sacrifice their morals for temporary success, who understand that true achievement is not measured by wealth alone, but by character, by impact, by the way they lift others as they rise. Success that comes at the cost of honesty, of fairness, of kindness is not success that lasts. The world may applaud the ruthless for a time, but it does not remember them with admiration. True success is built with hands that do not cheat, with words that do not deceive, with actions that do not harm. And yet, even principles must be accompanied by belief. The deepest rule, the one that underlies them all, is faith. Faith in oneself, faith in the process, faith that the efforts made in darkness will one day bear fruit in the light. The ones who succeed do not always have proof that they will make it. They do not always have evidence that the journey will lead where they hope, but they walk forward anyway. They move even when fear whispers that they will fail. They act even when doubt tells them they are not enough. They do not wait for certainty before they begin. They begin, and through action, through persistence, through trust in their own ability to figure things out, they create the certainty they once lacked. Success is not a place to be reached, but a state of being. It is not something one arrives at and then stops. It is something one must continuously pursue, continuously cultivate, continuously protect. It does not remain with those who grow complacent, does not linger with those who believe they have already done enough. The ones who truly understand the rules know that success is a journey without end, a process of constant growth, a life of continuous striving. They do not reach a peak and then descend into comfort. They set their sights on new heights, new challenges, new opportunities to push themselves beyond what they once believed possible. And so, the question remains. The door stands waiting, the path stretches forward, the rules remain unchanged. They do not bend for those who seek an easier way, do not shift for those who wish for shortcuts, do not alter for those who hope to bypass the struggle. They demand commitment, demand effort, demand a willingness to embrace the hardship that comes with the pursuit of greatness. They are not for the faint of heart, not for the ones who seek quick rewards without work, not for those who give up at the first sign of resistance. They are for the ones who are ready, who are willing, who are prepared to step fully into the challenge. The rules have been laid out, the principles are clear. The choice has always belonged to those who seek success. Some will hesitate, some will doubt, some will look at the road ahead and turn away. But for those who understand, for those who listen, for those who take each rule and make it their own, success does not remain distant. It does not remain unreachable. It does not remain a dream. It becomes reality. Success does not wait for those who hesitate. It does not pause for those who fear the unknown, nor does it slow down for those who doubt their own strength. It moves, it pushes forward, it demands that those who desire it match its pace. It does not linger with those who make excuses, does not dwell with those who choose comfort over challenge, does not stay with those who wish for it, but refuse to work for it. Success is earned in the moments when the world is silent, in the hours when no one is watching, in the decisions that seem small but shape everything that follows. It is built in discipline, in perseverance, in the refusal to be ordinary. It does not arrive in a single moment, does not appear suddenly, does not grant its rewards without proof of commitment. It grows, piece by piece, step by step, forged in the fire of effort and resilience. Those who truly understand success know that it is not a destination, but a way of life. It is not something that can be reached and then abandoned, not something that comes with a guarantee of permanence. It must be maintained, protected, nurtured. It is a garden that must be tended, a fire that must be fed, a force that must be constantly renewed. Those who rise and remain are those who never stop pushing, never stop learning, never stop seeking ways to become greater than they were yesterday. They do not grow complacent, do not rest on past achievements, do not assume that they have arrived. They know that the moment they stop striving, the moment they stop growing, they begin to fall. Success does not belong to those who wait for perfect conditions. The world will never present the ideal moment, never clear the path completely, never remove every obstacle in the way. The ones who succeed are those who move forward despite uncertainty, who act before they feel fully ready, who take risks even when failure is a possibility. They understand that hesitation is the enemy of progress, that waiting for the right time often means waiting forever, that growth comes from stepping into the unknown and learning as they go. They do not seek comfort, they seek challenge. They do not avoid difficulty, they embrace it. They do not fear failure, they use it as fuel to improve. And yet, effort alone is not enough. There must be strategy. There must be thought. There must be a mind that sees beyond the present moment, that plans not just for today, but for the future. The ones who succeed are not merely those who work hard, but those who work smart. They do not waste energy on actions that do not serve their purpose. They do not spend time on tasks that do not bring them closer to their goals. They focus, they prioritize, they direct their efforts where they matter most. They understand that success is not just about doing more, it is about doing what is necessary, what is effective, what will truly move them forward. And yet, even the best strategy must be accompanied by resilience. The road will never be free of difficulty. Challenges will come, setbacks will occur, failures will test even the strongest hearts. Those who succeed are not those who never fall, but those who rise every time they do. They do not let temporary defeats define them, do not allow a single failure to convince them they are not capable. They learn from every mistake, grow from every hardship, use every difficulty as a stepping stone to something greater. They understand that resilience is not just about enduring pain, but about transforming it, about turning struggle into strength, about using adversity as fuel rather than an excuse to stop. But resilience must also be accompanied by vision. Success is not only about hard work, not only about persistence, not only about overcoming obstacles. It is about knowing where you are going, about having a purpose that drives every action, about seeing beyond the present moment to the future you are creating. Those who rise are those who have a clear vision, who do not drift aimlessly, who do not allow distractions to pull them away from their path. They set their sights on something greater, something worth fighting for, something that gives meaning to their efforts. They do not wake up without direction, do not move without intention, do not act without purpose. And yet, even vision must be paired with courage. Success does not come without risk, does not come without the willingness to step into uncertainty, does not come without moments of fear that must be faced and overcome. Those who achieve greatness are those who act despite their doubts, who move forward even when fear whispers that they should stop, who do not let uncertainty hold them back. They understand that fear is not a reason to stop, but a sign that they are on the edge of something significant. They do not seek safety, they seek growth. They do not hide from challenges, they step into them with confidence. They do not let the fear of failure keep them from pursuing success. But even courage must be guided by self-discipline. The ones who succeed are not always the most talented, not always the most gifted, not always the ones with the most advantages. They are the ones who show up day after day, even when motivation fades, even when results are not immediate, even when the journey feels long. They do not rely on inspiration to take action, do not wait for the perfect mood to begin. They build habits that carry them forward, create routines that keep them consistent, develop the discipline to do what is necessary even when they do not feel like it. They understand that success is not about what is done occasionally, but about what is done consistently. And yet, consistency alone is not enough. There must be self-awareness. The journey to success is also a journey inward, a journey of understanding oneself, of recognizing strengths and weaknesses, of knowing when to push harder and when to adjust. Those who reach success are not blind to their flaws, do not ignore their shortcomings, do not assume that they have nothing left to learn. They seek growth not only in their skills, but in their character, not only in their abilities, but in their mindset, not only in their external achievements, but in their internal development. They are willing to face themselves honestly, willing to acknowledge where they need to improve, willing to do the inner work that shapes true greatness. And yet, self-awareness must also be paired with humility. Those who achieve true success do not believe they are above learning, do not assume they have all the answers, do not close themselves off from the wisdom of others. They listen, they seek knowledge, they surround themselves with those who challenge them to be better. They understand that arrogance is the enemy of progress, that pride can blind even the most talented, that the moment one believes they have nothing left to learn is the moment they begin to fall. They remain students, always open to new ideas, always willing to evolve, always seeking to expand their understanding. And yet, even humility must be accompanied by action. Success does not come to those who simply learn, to those who gather knowledge without applying it, to those who wait for the perfect moment before taking the first step. The ones who succeed are those who act, who do not hesitate when opportunities arise, who do not let fear of imperfection keep them from moving forward. They understand that progress is made through doing, that growth happens in action, that success is built in movement, not in waiting. And so the road stretches forward, unchanging, unmoved by the desires of those who wish for shortcuts, uninterested in the excuses of those who seek an easier way. The rules remain, waiting to be followed, waiting to be honored, waiting to be lived. Some will look at them and turn away, unwilling to pay the price, unwilling to embrace the challenge. Others will see them for what they are, a path to greatness, a guide to achievement, a map to everything they have ever desired. The choice has always belonged to those who seek success. The question is not whether success is possible. The question is whether you will do what it takes to claim it. Success is not a matter of chance, nor is it granted to those who merely dream of it. It is not a gift that falls into the hands of the hopeful, nor is it a prize given to the ones who wait. It is earned, shaped, built. It is carved out of effort, chiseled from discipline, refined through failure. It does not come softly, does not whisper its arrival, does not settle into the lives of the unprepared. It demands sacrifice, demands resilience, demands an unshakable will. Those who reach for it without readiness will find it slipping through their fingers. Those who chase it half-heartedly will find themselves always just short of its grasp. But those who commit fully, who give themselves completely, who walk the path with unwavering focus, these are the ones who hold success in their hands. And yet it is not enough to simply want success. Wanting is passive, desire alone is empty. The world is filled with those who want but do not act, who dream but do not move, who hope but do not take the first step. Wanting must be followed by action, by deliberate effort, by choices that reflect the goal in sight. There are no shortcuts, no easy ways, no paths that bypass the struggle. The ones who succeed understand that every decision matters, that every moment is a chance to either move forward or remain stagnant. That success is not a single event, but a series of small victories, each one built on the foundation of the last. They do not wait for inspiration, do not rely on motivation alone, do not depend on fleeting bursts of energy to carry them. They build habits that sustain them, routines that propel them, mindsets that keep them steady even when the road grows difficult. But success is not a lonely journey. It cannot exist in isolation, cannot thrive without the right people, cannot grow in an environment that does not nourish it. Those who rise are those who understand the power of the company they keep. They do not allow themselves to be surrounded by doubt, by negativity, by those who drain their energy and distract them from their path. They seek out those who challenge them, who inspire them, who push them to become better. They do not hold on to relationships that keep them small, do not entertain conversations that diminish their ambition, do not remain in spaces that do not align with their vision. They know that success is not just about what they do, but also about who they allow into their lives. The right people can elevate them, push them, sharpen them. The wrong people can delay them, weaken them, pull them away from everything they are working toward. And yet, even with the right people, success requires an unshakable inner strength. There will be moments of doubt, moments of failure, moments when everything seems to work against progress. The world does not always reward effort immediately, does not always show signs of progress in the time frame expected, does not always give reassurance that the path is the right one. Many will give up, not because they were incapable, not because they lacked talent, not because they were undeserving, but because they could not endure the waiting, the uncertainty, the pressure of continuing without immediate results. But those who understand the rules of success know that patience is just as important as effort, that consistency is just as vital as skill, that the ability to keep going when everything says to stop is what separates the successful from the forgotten. They trust the process, trust their preparation, trust that the work done in silence will one day speak for itself. And yet, trust in the process must be paired with a willingness to change. Success is not a rigid path, not a straight road, not a fixed formula. What works today may not work tomorrow. What brought progress in one season may no longer be effective in the next. The ones who thrive are those who are flexible, who are willing to shift, who are open to learning new ways, new strategies, new perspectives. They do not cling to outdated methods out of pride. do not resist evolution out of fear, do not remain stuck in one way of thinking because it is familiar. They adapt, they adjust, they refine their approach with every new lesson learned. They understand that success is not about stubbornness, but about wisdom. Not about doing things the way they have always been done, but about doing things in the way that brings the greatest results. And yet, results are not the only measure of success. True success is not found in numbers alone, not in external achievements alone, not in wealth or recognition alone. It is found in growth, in impact, in the way success is used to uplift others, to create, to contribute. The ones who truly succeed are not those who accumulate for themselves alone, not those who rise only to look down upon others, not those who define success by status rather than by significance. They understand that success is meant to be shared, that greatness is meant to serve, that real achievement is measured by the lives touched, the minds inspired, the legacy left behind. They do not hoard their knowledge, do not keep their wisdom to themselves, do not reach the top and then close the door behind them. They extend a hand, they pass on what they have learned, they ensure that their success is not just personal, but meaningful. And yet, even with all of this, success is never final. There is no peak, no moment of arrival, no point at which the journey is complete. The greatest mistake is to believe that success is something to be achieved once and then held forever. The ones who remain at the top are those who never stop striving, never stop learning, never stop pushing beyond what they have already accomplished. They know that success is a moving target, that growth never ends, that the moment one becomes satisfied with the past is the moment they begin to decline. They do not settle, do not grow comfortable, do not lose the hunger that brought them to where they are. They reinvent themselves, challenge themselves, step into new levels of greatness again and again. They know that the purpose of success is not just to achieve, but to evolve, not just to reach a goal, but to keep setting new ones, not just to rise, but to continue rising. And so the journey continues. The rules remain the same. The path does not change for those who seek an easier way, does not shift for those who wish to avoid the struggle, does not open for those who hope to bypass the work. It is only for those who are willing to embrace it fully, to commit completely, to walk forward with courage and conviction. Some will hesitate, some will falter, some will decide that the cost is too great. But for those who understand, for those who are willing, for those who take each rule and make it their own, success does not remain a distant dream. It does not stay beyond reach. It does not belong to someone else. It becomes real. It becomes personal. It becomes inevitable. Success is not a mystery, not a gift reserved for a chosen few, not a matter of luck or chance. It is a journey paved with discipline, resilience, vision, and the willingness to embrace both triumph and failure. It is not something that happens overnight, nor is it something that stays without effort. It requires constant refinement, continuous learning, and an unshakable commitment to growth. The ones who truly succeed are not the ones who avoid struggle, but the ones who use it as fuel, who see obstacles as stepping stones, who refuse to let temporary setbacks define their future. True success is not just about what is gained, but about what is given, not just about rising, but about lifting others along the way, not just about reaching the top, but about continuing to climb. It is an ongoing process, a constant evolution, a lifelong pursuit. Those who understand its rules, who honor them with action, who walk the path with courage, find that success is not distant, not unreachable, not impossible. It is within them, waiting to be claimed, waiting to be lived, waiting for the ones bold enough to step forward and take it.